Hey everybody, so we have got a fun surprise here.
Get your mullet on.
I know, right? Time to get your mullet on, get your rubber band and a paper clip, you know, and a
stick
piece
of chewing gum.
Gum, yes, absolutely. And what you got there is the makings for a MacGyver, the escape room game.
What?
I know. So this is a game by Pressman. I was so excited for two reasons. Come on, it's MacGyver. It's the 80s. Anything that takes us straight back to the 80s
right?
has a solid vote from me. But I've been dying to do an escape room game. I've read plenty about them. You see everybody going and doing the full-on rooms, and I was very curious to see how this would work in the contents, you know, of a game that you're going to sit down and play. So we had a playthrough. And so this is going to be a very bizarre unboxing for you because we can't actually show you that much in the game because it would take all the fun out of it for you.
And why don't you let them know you can only play it once.
Yes. So yeah, this definitely is a one-time only thing, but we had this conversation. So yeah, it's a one-time only for you and the handful of people, you know, that you're going to play it with. Give it to somebody else. Keep the components, put it back in the envelope that it came out of.
Well, to be fair, the people who made the game probably want you to destroy it so somebody else buys it.
I know. That's okay. As a fellow gamer, this is what my tip for you would be. Because there wasn't anything, at least in the first round of the game that we played, that you had to destroy. Because I know some of the legacy games, you're literally tearing up cards or, you know, ripping a corner off of something or whatever. We didn't actually destroy anything in there.
Right.
So at least from scenario one, you're kind of good to go. So you want to give us a look at what you have inside?
Sure. So you have the box.
Right.
And in there is 5 individual 1-hour missions. It took a little longer than 1 hour.
We played it on the hard. Did we play it in the easier mode or the harder mode? I think so. First thing to note, there is an app that goes with the game, so you will access that website, and so you can have a tablet or a computer with you, and be able to play whatever's easiest. We had the laptop right by us. I like having things on a bigger screen, and as a tip, there were a couple of the puzzles that we went to that you had to kind of scroll down the page. Like I would have envisioned what I needed to know was going to be right on like the one screen there.
Right.
And it took us a little longer to navigate a couple of things because we didn't realize you had to scroll farther down. So there's a tip for you when you go to play it. But it sets it up. Your timer is right there on the computer, which is great. And nerve-wracking, let me tell you what. And once that blinks up on the screen, I mean, it's like being back in the TV show and you're watching the counter come down. And if you weren't nervous already, it ramps the anxiety up.
Sure does.
No problem. So, all right. So when you get in there, like I said, you've got your directions to access the website. And then you have your game contents wrapped up in individual envelopes, which I thought was a really nice thing. So you'd be tempted to kind of try to cheat, but they are all self-contained. And what they've said is that it is meant to be a progressive game so that each scenario builds on the scenarios before. So when we played through the first one, I can't say there wasn't anything that we found in the first one. So I'm thinking it must be in the scenarios forward. You know, your first scenario is probably get your feet wet, kind of get a feel for how it's going to go. Yeah, and you can't show any of the components. You know, peeking. Peeking. But what I can tell you about what we found when we played through the scenario is the board, if you will, that you had with it was
you can read the scenario
folded
first
on
one.
itself. Okay, we could totally do that. All right, so underground lab. There's been an explosion at an underground research facility and dangerous chemicals are seeping into the foundation.
Bum, bum, bum.
MacGyver has been called to stop the contaminating leak before it causes further damage and spreads to the land's water reservoirs. Help MacGyver navigate the damaged lab, plug the source of the leak, and escape before it's too late. Begin the mission by removing the green sticker start. And so that's your start point. When you start that, you hit go on the app, it starts your timer. And the board that you have in there, what I was just holding, essentially ends up being your board, and it's folded onto itself in many different ways. And so each piece that you are able to navigate through, it tells you then to fold it over in the next direction and kind of leads you on to where the scenarios go. The puzzles I thought were really cool.
Didn't you play it at a harder level?
We did, yes. My son, who just thought it would be super wise on the first go, is, you know, he thought easy sounded boring. Therefore, we played it at the more challenging level. And it was more challenging, especially when we made it a little harder for ourselves and weren't scrolling through the computer app like we probably should have. But anyway, that and everybody was walking away from me. I kind of single-handedly was playing MacGyver. I don't know what happened to you guys, but...
Wait a minute. I didn't start the game with you guys. I came in at the end to help you finish the game.
No, you were at the table when we started.
Oh, because I had homework.
That was your choice to do homework instead of playing MacGyver. MacGyver should always trump homework. Kids, don't listen to that. That's terrible advice. So, no, it was really fun, though. And like I said, the puzzles were very different. There were lots of different things to do. Some of it was a little mathy. So there is, you know, you do, I forget something I read in there says something about you have to have like a minimal level of math. It was kind of comical in order to be able to play it. But there were rearranging tiles. We had to kind of form something out of components. It's really hard to do this without telling you what a whole lot of the things are. And I don't want to wreck it for you. So if you like escape rooms, if you love MacGyver, this is definitely a game for you. And I would be on the lookout for this. And I can't wait to have a go at the next scenario when everyone comes to the table and stays at the table.
That's definitely a good party game. When you got some people together, you can all sit down and try and work out the missions and escape to the next one. I'll
be very anxious to see what you might come upon that you're going to have to bring with you into some of the next missions. Because like I said, there was not anything like that in the first one. So
it'd definitely be a good Let's Play or something. Get a whole bunch of everybody dressing up in mullets.
Yeah. But see, you can't do a Let's Play, though. Because then essentially you're wrecking the first mission.
That's why we didn't do one, because...
We thought about it, but I don't want to spoil it for people. So you just have to take my word for it, such as it is. All right, guys. So let us know what you think. If you've played escape room games and you like them, if you've played other ones that you think I just have to check out, make sure you let me know what those are, too. And we'll catch you guys again in the next one.
We'll see ya.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now, and be sure to check out beastsofwar.com for the latest gaming news and gaming Let's Plays. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.